Hey guys, welcome back to Deadman 110 and welcome back to another wrestling video. And on today's agenda, it is about Logan Paul and the fact that he is and should I really say YouTuber turned boxer Logan Paul, and him signing with the WWE for, I believe, a 12-year deal in terms of his contract. And we're also going to talk about him going after The Miz as well, because that's going to obviously be a part of this whole shindig. Because, well, if you've obviously seen what was posted about Logan Paul signing to the dub, then you'll obviously already know. So we're basically going to talk about it, and all these other things. I'll give you my 2 cents on it, and etc. And yeah, and we'll be reacting to Kicking In with Ross's video on that same situation, and I will put the link to this same video in the description as well. That will also be happening, so obviously expect that. And away we go with said video.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So, you guys have been blowing me up on Instagram and Twitter. When we were live streaming on YouTube yesterday, you guys were letting it be known that Logan Paul has apparently signed a contract deal with WWE. So we're going to check this out. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on the whole situation after we read this article by WrestlingInc.com. Let's get right into this one, man. Backstage notes on Logan Paul signing with WWE. Logan Paul's WWE contract is a multi-year deal entailing.
I believe that means that it's 12 years, so that means we've got to put up with this guy for 12 years. Like I said in my Money in the Bank predictions video, I don't know how the hell we're going to cope. Literally, I don't know. So that is going to be definitely something.
Him to compete at multiple events per year, according to journalist Ariel Helwani. There we go. As per the deal, Paul will wrestle at an undisclosed number of premium live events across 2022 and 2023, starting with his rumored match against The Miz at the.
Yeah, so he might be wrestling full time, which I guess is even worse, but I suppose it's maybe better that way anyway, because, well, then we don't have to, put up with him for a little bit and then him come back, and and as fans thinking, oh, it's over, we don't have to see him anymore, and then him just coming back. So maybe it's better this way, that he's now on a contract of sort and is in sort of a full year, sort of a full kind of contract deal. So there's like no part time really to it, I don't think. So that's obviously good. So yeah, there is that. So at least it won't. At least he won't become kind of an attraction figure when it comes down to when he appears and when he's not going to be there, and when we get to be happy that he's not there. But all that stuff aside, I suppose it's probably better that way.
July 30th SummerSlam in Nashville, Tennessee. Helwani added Paul is likely to make a TV appearance prior to his SummerSlam match, but no return date for the YouTube star turned boxer has been set just yet. Earlier on Wednesday, Paul.
It'll be set soon enough, I imagine. I mean, if he's signing a damn contract with them and SummerSlam's on the 30th of July, then it's going to happen sooner rather than later, because they've literally got not even a month to build this whole feud up, technically. So you're kind of taking that into account. So they've obviously got to be thinking of when on earth they'll return him, because, well, obviously they're going to have to do it soon. So yeah, they're going to have to really, really think about that one, like now, right now. So yeah, that would be in their best interest.
Paul revealed via social media that he visited the WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut to meet with interim WWE CEO and chairwoman Stephanie McMahon and WWE Executive Vice President of Global Talent Strategy and Development Paul Levesque, aka Triple H. After putting
Of course. Yeah. I I don't know why it showed his real name as Paul Levesque, or maybe it didn't. Maybe it just showed it as Triple H, but that's besides the point, because obviously you heard it and you guys know, obviously, what his name is and what his wrestling name is, but even then, that's besides the point, so let's roll the damn footage again.
pen to paper on a new contract, Paul would issue a warning to The Miz, his former tag team partner, as seen in a photo above. And as you see on the photo above, coming for you at The Miz. So he coming for the smoke. Logan Paul said, "We not done." Uh,
Yeah, I don't know how the hell he's able to just casually put on his contract, oh, hey, I'm coming for the Miz. Like, I don't know how the hell he's able to do that. I guess when you're a YouTuber megastar like Logan Paul, you can kind of get away with virtually anything. So I somewhat hope that that's what I'll be someday, but enough said. But point is, obviously, that's the type of royalty that you get when being a YouTuber, apparently, which I quite enjoy that idea, being the fact that I'm one myself. But all jokes aside and all that aside, yeah. So even if he isn't or he is allowed to do that, he's obviously done it, and he's staked his claim that he's going after the Miz, and I kind of hope that Miz will be a face in this whole storyline, because Logan Paul kind of has to be the heel, because, well, people already hate his guts anyway, so why not have him as a heel? I mean, you'll probably get a bit more out of the feud than having him as a face. I mean, first of all, how the hell is he going to be able to connect with the crowd? Because, well, I don't know how he's going to, or going to. I really, really don't. So, yeah, they really, really need to think about having him as a heel, because, yeah, he'll do better in that role, I feel like. Plus, he did develop some pretty cool heel tactics at WrestleMania in his match, so, I mean, there is that. Obviously, Logan Paul has, put in work and all that jazz, which I suppose credit to him, even though I preferred the Bad Bunny tag team match over the Logan Paul one we got this year. But either way, obviously he's proved his worth and such things of that nature. So obviously respect to him, and obviously he knows the in-ring psychology, which is obviously really important if you're going into a wrestling ring, but especially a WWE ring. So I mean, I can't really fault him for that. So I mean, fair play to him, obviously. This isn't me necessarily trying to gas him up and say that he's great and blah blah blah. I mean, it kind of is, but it's more me giving the devil his due, and therefore me not necessarily liking him as such, but still kind of respecting him, I suppose. So yeah, that's obviously how I look at this, I guess, whole shindig sort of.
Paul wrote "Coming for You" at The Miz on the back of his contract and held it up for the cameras. A little later, WWE will release a video with comments from the new WWE signee. So I just signed my WWE contract with the support of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Paul announced, "This is a massive deal, but let's get one thing straight, because I don't want to get this twisted. I did not sign this contract to team up with The Miz. In fact, I want nothing to do with The Miz. That man is dead to me. He is my enemy, and I signed this contract so I can beat The Miz ass at SummerSlam." Okay, let's go. He talking.
Well, Logan Paul, like I said, has staked his claim. Be careful be careful what you wish for, Logan Paul. This is the Miz, but obviously he seems to have this one in the bag, and he seems to have all the swag and confidence that you could possibly need. So I mean, there you go. I don't know what more to say other than, well, he's obviously not afraid. There's that, and obviously has staked his claim, which obviously I always tend to enjoy it when people do that because I mean you're making sure that you're making sure that everybody knows that you're here to stay. I mean, how can I not love that? I mean, I'm kind of one of the same really. I'll you know I'll I'll say my thing. I'll say that I'm here and there's nothing there's like not a damn thing you can do about it. Like I would I would be like that. So I mean, takes one to know one, obviously, but needless needless to say, yeah, he's obviously staked his claim. So I mean, good for him.
His talk, man. Triple H also tweeted, I think it's safe to say, at Logan Paul shocked the world with his abilities as a guest at WrestleMania. Just imagine what he'll do as a WWE superstar. Congratulations. Stephanie also tweeted, welcome to the dance at Logan Paul. Excited to have you as a part of the WWE universe. And even The Miz put the little, thinking emoji. Really?
Hmm. He is probably thinking, to be fair, like I don't think he's necessarily thinking like, what the hell have I gotten myself into? But he's probably thinking like, what on earth is this guy doing? So that's probably what he is thinking. But I mean, we'll find out what happens on like Raw or whatever because obviously he's going to be returning at some point. Logan Paul is. So I mean, we'll see the whole fallout of this when it appears on TV. So I mean, it's obvious that that'll happen and etc. So I mean, there you go.
At Logan Paul. So be interesting how that play out. After working several programs with the likes of Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Happy Corbin in 2021, Paul returned to WWE earlier this year to replace John Morrison as The Miz new tag team partner. Paul and The Miz would go on to defeat Rey Mysterio and Dominic at WrestleMania 38, but The Miz would betray his partner with a skull-crushing finale. After the match, The Miz cut a promo on this week's WWE Raw where he seemed to gloss over his betrayal of Logan Paul, declaring his intentions to pursue the undisputed WWE tag team titles along.
Well, of course he glossed over it. I mean, of course Miz did because obviously one, he's the Miz, and secondly of all, he won in that situation because well, he skull crushy finale the guy, and Logan Paul obviously went elsewhere, so Miz had nothing to worry about. So I mean, of course he had moved on, but obviously now that he's realised that Logan Paul is obviously back for blood, you know, there you go. I mean, obviously that's gotten Miz thinking clearly. So yeah, simple as that.
Alongside Paul. The angle was seemingly done to set up a huge Miz versus Paul SummerSlam match, man. And that's what's happening right.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that that match is happening because one, it feels like we've not got much matches on the card for SummerSlam, and it is on July 30th. But also, we don't really have that many big matches either. I mean, and obviously WWE are kind of in dire need of that because, well, the behind the scenes has obviously been fracked up recently. The in ring product has been fracked up recently. So I mean, obviously, I guess having Logan Paul there may alleviate some of that. So I mean, good, but that's obviously besides the point.
Here, man. So let me dive into this. I'm going to give Logan Paul credit. I can't just outwardly be like, nah, screw Logan Paul because of his past antics. I will say this, and I think a lot of us can agree, his showing at WrestleMania this year was really, really good. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was fantastic. You can tell.
Obviously, I've said it in my video a little bit already. Like the guy put in work, and obviously had the ring psychology down to a 10. So I mean, and down to a T, more to the point. So I mean, he he's obviously done his due. So I mean, fair play to him. Obviously, he's gonna probably want more training, but that's nothing that obviously can't be fixed.
Practiced, he trained, and he was killing it. And he was doing really good with the wrestling psychology on being a really good heel.
That's what I mean. Like he kind of does need to be the heel of this feud, and Miz needs to be the face because I mean, like, why wouldn't you have Logan Paul as the heel during this feud? I mean, it makes obvious sense. I mean, sometimes you don't want to pick the most obvious thing, but I mean, sometimes it makes sense to. I was checking what was going on Instagram, guys, but yeah, sometimes it makes sense to obviously have that be the case. Like, so simple as that. Like, sometimes it does help to just sort of pick the obvious route because it's the best route. You have Logan Paul as a heel, he's going to shine. He already did it at Mania, and I suspect that if they were to do it again, WWE that is, that he would do it again. And somehow be even better because, he's done a bit more training and such.
Like, that was really impressive. That was really, really impressive. I was thinking that match was just going to be boring as hell, but that was one of the better matches.
Yeah, I even said during my WrestleMania predictions video, like, here's another pointless match, but it was alright. It was definitely alright. Like I've always been saying for like a little while now, like, give the devil his due. Like, Logan Paul did good. Obviously not Bad Bunny good in my opinion, but very, very good. So, I mean, fair play to him. I kind of wish that Bad Bunny actually signed a contract with WWE, but obviously he's got his tours and music stuff, so best cases are that if he were to sign a contract, it would be only part-time. And what would you even have him in anyway? So, I mean, yeah. So, Logan Paul is kind of next best thing, really.
Of night one, that match was really entertaining. It had no right to being that entertaining, but it was. So I
True, it was surprisingly entertaining, as I've obviously banged on about for a while. So, there you go.
can give credit where credit is due. He showed out at WrestleMania. He was the star of that match. Him doing the Eddie Guerrero pose, the Three Amigos, like he healed it up so great, and he showed out. I can't. All I can do is show respect to someone that came in there. He didn't come in there as a guest and BS'd in the match. He pulled a
Like, obviously I'll rag on his case, but I'll also obviously give him respect and credit for obviously that situation in mind. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword when you think about it, guys. So I mean, it's just more which sword is more pointier, like sharper on each end. So I mean, it's it's a really, really interesting situation. It kind of is
Bad Bunny in my
in
opinion.
a lot of
Bad Bunny.
ways.
Loved him some wrestling. He came out there, he showed, you could tell he had respect for the wrestling business, and he killed it. He killed it at the previous
To be fair, both men I can definitely tell do have respect for the business because I mean, like, Bad Bunny killed it at last year's WrestleMania. He was invited back for the Royal Rumble unexpectedly this year, and then obviously you have Logan Paul sticking a wrench into the field and obviously doing his thing. And obviously he was around for last year's WrestleMania as well when he sold the Stunner pretty well, to be fair. Very, very well. So, I mean, obviously fair play to him. And obviously Bad Bunny.
WrestleMania. He killed it, and the same thing here with Logan Paul. Killed it. So the fact that he has a contract, that is quite surprising, and it will be really interesting.
Surprising is an understatement because I think Bad Bunny killed it more so, but he never ended up with a contract. But then again, he does have his music stuff, so it is understandable. But then again, he was allowed back for the Royal Rumble this year, so mm, maybe that's still on the cards. We'll see. Depends what happens.
To see what they do with him after this Miz feud that they're setting up. Am I surprised? I don't think I am. I think some people are, but me personally, I don't think I'm surprised because you can tell he was having fun. He was having so much fun, and
Well, of course, he was trying something new. He was in the ring with Rey Mysterio, Miz, and Dominic Mysterio, and I mean, like he was at WrestleMania. I mean, how is that not fun for him? I mean, come on. So, I mean, there you go.
he actually looked good in what he was doing. And I believe there were some photos of him still training. So you only train unless you don't train for something like trying to be a wrestler unless it's something that you really want to get into. So he's still been training. So this has probably been in the works. In
Yeah, so obviously he has kind of a passion, I would say, for wrestling and, WWE and such. So, I mean, like I said, fair play to him, you know?
in the conversation, and a lot of the even like the legends and people in the wrestling community, majority of us gave Logan Paul great praise because he looked good out there. He had the psychology. He has that down packed. He has the psychology down packed, and he has like his movement in the ring does not seem like foreign. It seems like he could actually go in the ring with a little bit more training. Maybe he has to work on his promos just a little bit more, but I think he'll be fine on that.
Yeah, I think his promos could do with a bit more work, but I mean, like, he's got more than enough time. And I mean, like, he knows what it's like to talk in front of a camera and everything like that because he's done it for obviously ages. So I mean, there you go.
Front, but other than that, man, this was great. This was absolutely fantastic. Well, his match was absolutely fantastic. Let me put that out there. And WWE signing him, I can't get mad. I'm not gonna get mad at that. I'm not gonna be one of those.
I mean, I am a bit mad, but I mean, I kind of can't be as well, as I've kind of alluded to a lot of times during this video. So I mean, yeah, it is kind of a double-edged sword.
Guys that just ride the hate train because he's one of the Paul brothers. I can't. He's making his money, and as long as he continue to show respect for wrestlers, which I think he does have respect for the wrestling business, and if he's able to continue to improve, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I that's just me personally. What he showed me at WrestleMania, which is a very big stage to live up to, what he showed, it shows like he showed me that he, you know what I'm saying, this is something that he's, enjoying and hopefully want to continue to do because that didn't seem like it was going to be his last match. And
Yeah, it definitely didn't. I mean, I figured it was gonna appear like the next night on Raw or something, perhaps, because of the whole Miz betraying Logan Paul thing, but obviously I was wrong, so. And even then, I wasn't 100% sure, because I was even in my review video of WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2, I was like, saying to obviously you guys, I was saying, I don't know what Logan Paul obviously wants to do, but obviously we've now figured it out, and therefore he's assumingly going to be on full time for obviously what he's doing, which would obviously be wrestling. So obviously fair play to him, I guess.
WWE, the way they set it up, the way he, the way things ended, and now he actually has a contract. He's gonna have a few dates, so we're gonna see how things play out. We will see how things go in the future. You know what I'm saying? Will he be able to continue to hone his skills? Will he be able to build up towards a feud? So what's really gonna be telling is what he does with the Miz 101.
Yeah, that's going to be the cherry on top. Like I don't think he did as good as Bad Bunny did in that tag team match, but he could show me something come that match with the Miz at SummerSlam. He could show me something, and I'm very very intrigued to see what he'll show me, what he'll show us wrestling fans. So I mean, yeah, fair play to obviously him for what he's done so far, but it's obviously not gonna get any easier because, well, simple reason being he's going into his first one-on-one match and it's against The Miz. So I mean, he may have a bit of confidence and all that jazz, but there's got to be nerves in there. Surely, surely. Either that or he's able to block them out somehow, which I guess fair play to him if he is, but there's got to be.
at SummerSlam. That's gonna really be the true testament, and of course, this build up. That's gonna be the true testament because the Miz can go on the microphone. The Miz is not.
Yeah, obviously the build-up's also going to be a big deal, obviously, because that's going to obviously challenge Logan Paul along with obviously the one-on-one match because, well, you're also trading mic blows with The Miz. I mean, The Miz had his mic skills down a long time ago, and they've obviously only just gotten better and better and better and better over the years. So, I mean, yeah, Logan Paul has a lot to live up to.
Not going to be anybody that's going to be. He's rare to get shown up on the microphone. So Logan is going to have to come with it on the promos and come off believable in these promos to really hang with the Miz.
Exactly.
Like microphone wise. And then we can see what they do and what he does in a song.
Like, he might be able to hang with The Miz wrestling wise, but mic wise, I don't know. So, like I said, he's going to have to show me something at SummerSlam, just like he's going to have to show me something during these next load of weeks leading up to SummerSlam. So, I mean, yeah. This month is going to be very, very telling on what we're all going to think of Logan Paul when it comes down to, first of all, the match at SummerSlam, and also, well, numero 2, and most importantly, the fallout of the match.
Solo capacity wrestling, because that's different when you're doing a tag team situation. You can kind of tag out. Sometimes your partner can carry the match for a little bit, but one-on-one, it will be interesting to see what he does, and it'll be interesting to see what his training has, how his training has come along. So me, I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm willing to give this a chance because his first match was very good. So comment down below. Let me know. Are you guys interested in seeing The Miz versus Logan Paul?
Yeah, I'm willing to obviously give this a chance, but obviously this video wasn't going to be made without me, bashing him a little bit. But at the same time, giving him his due, because I mean, like, he did his thing at WrestleMania, and I mean, like, he did it well, and obviously fair play to him. And now he's ended up with a contract with the dub, and I mean, that's pretty good going. And I mean, he's going into a match with one of the best on that microphone in The Miz, and more than likely one of the greatest Intercontinental title holders of all time in The Miz, and the only two-time Grand Slam champion in The Miz. So, I mean, yeah. This month is going to be very, very telling of what Logan Paul is made of, and I am excited to find out. I'm gonna come right out and say it. I'm not gonna make gimmicks with you guys, like anything like that. It's gonna be straight honesty and realness and everything to the very end. So, having said that, I am excited to see what he'll do, and whether or not he'll actually do good doing it. So, obviously, fair play to him. Fair play for getting a match with The Miz. Fair play for getting a contract. Fair play for his, match at WrestleMania, or WrestleMania this year. And, yeah, look forward to obviously seeing where all of this goes from here with this whole feud with The Miz that Logan Paul is on a collision course with. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, then like, comment, subscribe, share these favorite videos. If we could get out to 150 likes, that'd be great. And yeah, ciao guys.